Hello, Scorpio. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and these are your predictions for the first 2 weeks of February 2025. Scorpio, this is my fourth attempt now at trying to do your video. At first, there was like noise disturbance outside with like dogs and honking horns, so I don't know if that's relevant to someone watching. Then I went to record, and I wasn't actually recording. Then I went to record, and the microphone wasn't on, so this is my fourth try at this. So I don't know if some of you are seeing repetitive numbers, like with threes or with fours. Again, maybe that's relevant. So hopefully hopefully I'm able to get through this reading for you. These are your predictions for the first 2 weeks of February 2025. I've set the intentions of this reading to be for Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. So if you are a Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, this reading is for you. If you'd like to check out one of your other placements and you're not sure what they are, in the description box below is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. Take a look at that and just come back here to the channel and watch the video or videos for the respective placement or placements that you wish to view. Do keep in mind, Scorpio, this is a collective general reading. It is not individualized or personalized to you, and therefore messages may come through today that don't fully resonate. And if that happens, please don't get upset. It just means that that one particular message is intended for another Scorpio or another Scorpio placement. So as I always say, just take what fits, how it fits, and leave what doesn't. With all that said, let's begin. And if you ever notice me looking up, I have a large plaque on the wall up there with like a large all-seeing eye. All right, let's get into the Scorpio collective now. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. What do they need to know for the first 2 weeks of February 2025? One more shuffle now. Thank you. In the heart of your spread, we have the World. Your top row, we have the Three of Wands. We have the Eight of Swords. And we have the King of Pentacles. The World card is being clarified by the Tower. Not clarified, flanked by the Tower and the Six of Swords. And for your bottom row, my dear, we have the Ace of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, and the Four of Wands. What a beautiful ending after what looks like a pretty rocky start here. Bottom of the deck, you have Four of Swords, the Magician, and the Knight of Swords, and that is followed by the Fool card. So we have an ending and we have a new beginning. All right. So at the heart of your spread, you have the World card. The World card has lots of different meanings in tarot, and those meanings vary or change depending on what cards are on the table. But at the heart of your spread, regardless of what you're going through individually, collectively as a whole, something is closing out. Pretty significant for the Scorpio collective. There was some type of lesson that had to be learned, and you have all learned it. For some of you, you've learned financial lessons, like how to make money, how to budget money, how to take better calculated risks with money. For others of you, maybe you have learned what your self-worth is, what you will and tolerate and what you will not tolerate in particular connections in your life, whether they're platonic or romantic. Some of you have learned the lesson that negative thinking, because we see that Magician there, and then I see the Eight of Swords, that negative thinking usually will yield a negative outcome. So some of you have learned that lesson, and you're moving forward with a more positive mindset. Whatever it is that you, I don't want to say you're leaving it behind, because not everyone is leaving something behind. Whatever it is that you have gone through was intended for you to go through it so you can learn a lesson. The lesson for the collective has been learned. And now you can move forward. Three of Wands. Now you can move forward. So I think a lot of you were stuck, because what precedes the Three of Wands is the Two of Wands. So a lot of you were at a crossroads. You were stuck on your path. I don't know how to move forward. I don't know what direction to move forward in. I kind of know what I want, but I haven't created the plan required to achieve what it is that I want. And you've been really up in your head about this. How do I move forward? Well, the breakthrough is here. The lesson has been learned. So if it's been a financial lesson, now you can move forward with that Three of Swords energy towards financial abundance, creating financial abundance for yourself, opening up a business, or just learning how to open up a business, learning a new skill, expanding upon current skills. If you have a current business, learning ways on how to expand that business. The Three of Wands is a card of expansion. So if this is a financial reading for you, you have learned, World card, lessons have been learned about mistakes regarding your finances. So what you'll notice is this next chapter of your life, if you've had problems with finances and you've actually learned those lessons, your financial future now will be brighter, because now you've learned how to value money, how to make money, how to better balance money, budget money, save money, etc., etc. If this is regarding a love connection, you now have learned what you will and will not invest your pentacle energy into. Meaning, I will only invest pentacle energy, time, love, money, energy, commitment, loyalty, etc., 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 into connections, platonic or romantic, that reciprocate back to me. No longer leaving myself depleted where I'm constantly in this Four of Swords. So not staying in the friendship just because I'm afraid I'm never going to find another friend, or not putting up with the shenanigans of a lover who's in and out of my life and inconsistent. I want solid. That's what you're looking for, solid. So for some of you, it's money. For others of you, this King of Pentacles represents your connections, friends, family members, and lovers. If it's not solid, it's not part of my future. And that was a lesson you had to learn. Pentacle energy is all about self-worth at the end of the day, what you value. And for a lot of you, the lesson here, and it was a hard lesson for some of you, but the lesson here was, whether it's a friend, family member, or lover, if it's not solid, I can't invest, or I can't invest the way I used to. It doesn't mean I have to abandon the connection entirely, but I'm going to show up differently in it. You have the Tower to the World to the Six of Swords. If it hasn't happened yet, you have a Tower coming in the next 2 weeks. And it's the almost like the straw that broke the camel's back kind of feeling here. So if you've learned the lesson, brava, you're doing fantastically well, okay? If you haven't learned the lesson, you're about to learn the lesson. And that will enable you to move forward, okay? Move forward with better financial stability, move forward in your connections, whether they're platonic or romantic. And what you're moving forward towards is the Ace of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, and the Four of Wands. This is victory in your soulmate, soul bond connections. And again, I go back to only ones that are solid. Some of you are improving an existing connection because you've learned something. Let's clarify with the After Tarot deck. Let's clarify this for Scorpio. Lots of messages coming through. Three of Wands, Eight of Swords, King of Pentacles, the Tower, the World, Six of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, Two of Cups, and Four of Wands. Let's clarify this. Only investing in connections that will yield reciprocation. Bottom of the deck, Two of Swords, and you're undecided. This is the After Tarot deck. I mean, you're decided. Your decision is made. So something either has recently transpired or is about to transpire in the next 2 weeks that is going to put you on the path to, again, not necessarily having to end every single connection in your life, but just knowing when and when not to invest my pentacle energy into that connection. Not giving 150% anymore to the friend that only comes around once a month when they want to hang out and party. But, when you need someone to help you move a couch at 10 a.m. on a Sunday, they're nowhere to be found. Again, doesn't mean you have to get rid of the friend. It's just learning how to better balance your pentacle investment into that particular friendship. Now, maybe one or two of you, is going to tell the friend to kick rocks and you're going to, to completely disassociate yourself from them. That's possible. But the reading isn't saying that you have to end the connection. The reading here is saying to learn the lesson. So now you know moving forward how to invest your pentacle energy into that connection. Let's get one more shuffle here. Thank you. The Three of Wands is being clarified by the Four of Cups. The Eight of Swords is being clarified by the Page of Cups. The King of Pentacles is being clarified by the Four of Pentacles. The Tower is being clarified by the Ace of Swords, seeing things very clearly. This is an epiphany moment. The World is being clarified by the Strength card. The Six of Swords is clarified by the Queen of Swords. Man, are you seeing things clearly now? Ace of Pentacles, taking your power back, is clarified by the Emperor. The Two of Cups is clarified by the Hangman, seeing love and soulmate, soul bond connections in an entirely new way. And the Four of Wands now is clarified by the Seven of Wands. Willing to defend my happiness. Wow. Bottom of the deck, the Fool. You have the World and the Fool card now. After the Fool card, you have the King of Cups. You have the Death card, and then that Two of Swords shows itself again. So the After Tarot deck is a little bit different imagery and different meanings to the cards. So let's take this step by step. Three of Wands to the Four of Cups. You have realized, and if you haven't, you're going to have this epiphany moment in the next 2 weeks, that in order for my life to progress and move forward and expand the way I want it to, I can no longer, and I will no longer, accept cups of love from people that have left me waiting. In the After Tarot deck, this individual is pouring out the cup. It's just not good enough. And I'm not going to consume myself by it. I'm not going to, Eight of Swords it and think about why it didn't work out or why it just, that person just can't invest in me the way I invest in them. And my life will not move forward if I keep waiting for this person to accept my cup of love or give me a cup of love. The only way my life can move forward is to no longer offer my cups of love to people who don't reciprocate and give their love back to me. That's the aha epiphany moment here. So I'll give you an example. If you have a lover in your life and they have made you feel discontent, unwanted, they don't say yes to your love offer, but they don't outright reject you either. They just keep you on hold and keep you on hold. And so you are in this pattern of waiting and your life is unable to move forward. And you're at the Two of Wands and you're like, well, I really love this person. So I don't want to leave them behind entirely, right? I'd like to see this connection work, but I also can't just sit on a shelf and collect dust, right? I'm not some tchotchke. I'm not some little, I'm not a statue that's just going to sit here and collect dust. My life has to Three of Wands move forward. And so basically by what you're doing is I'm taking back my love offer. I still love you. I can still engage in this connection with you, but I'm no longer waiting for you to accept my love offer. Now you're going to have to earn it. And the only way you can earn it is to show up in this connection as stable and steady pentacle energy as I am. And if you can't do that, then you can't do that. Then the decision is on you. Then you basically have decided to excommunicate yourself out of my life. I don't have to leave you, but I certainly don't have to wait for you either. I don't have to wait for you to choose me or my love or the opportunity or offer that I've been extending to you. And this applies to everything, your friends, your family members, your lovers, etc. In an effort for my life to move forward, I just can't hang around waiting anymore for you to want me. Eight of Swords to the Page of Cups. Eight of Swords, I can't think about it anymore. This love offer, this Ace of Cups, all I do is think about it all day long. Why am I not good enough? Why can't this person be the friend that I am to them? Why can't this family member be loyal to me the way I'm loyal to them? Why doesn't this lover want me? Why won't they choose me? Why? It's almost like I can't think about this anymore. So to make this really easy for myself, I'm going to withdraw my offer. Since you didn't take it, right? I offered you this Page of Cups, this friendship, this family connection, this love if it's a lover. Since you took way too long to accept it, I'm now withdrawing it. That cup that I was giving to you, I've now poured out. King of Pentacles to the Four of Pentacles. I love this. I don't know who this represents. A friend, a family member, a lover. This person you're letting go of. Energetically, you're letting go of this person within the course of the next 2 weeks. Again, I don't necessarily see the connection ending. I just see you, because in the Four of Pentacles card in the After Tarot deck, we get Scorpionic energy here, which is you, ironically. So it's almost like the Grim Reaper. I've been holding on to this person, waiting for them to not choose me. I'm going to let go of that. I'm going to let go of the expectation, and I'm withdrawing the love offer that I have extended to this person. I'm letting go of the outcome that I wanted. I'm still going to be here. I will still show up in this connection if I choose to, right? Because you all have the divine gift of free will. And most of you are going to choose to stay in this connection. I'll be honest with you, just looking at the cards here. But I'm not going to show up the way I did before. I'm not waiting for you anymore. I have a life to live. I have a business to build, or I have skills to learn. I got things to do and people to see. And I just can't sit home anymore waiting for you to call me, come see me, text me, spend time with me. Like this is you even, and I don't think this is something you're verbalizing either, because we have no swords except what you're thinking and what you're about to do in your action. So this is the epiphany that you're having, but I don't really think you're communicating this with whoever this is. So, if you have a friend in your life, we'll use friend as an example because not everyone comes to tarot for a love reading. If you have a friend in your life and you're like, every time they need you, you're there for them, but every time you need them, they're nowhere to be found. And I learned this recently. Most of you know I live in an old 1860 Victorian, and I had frozen pipes. And those frozen pipes then led to some pipes busting. And at first I was without all water. And then, as I began fixing the lines and stuff, then we had water restored. And then I had, cold water restored and then hot water. But it was like a week. Boy, did I find out who my friends really are. Because everyone in my inner circle, and I don't have many people these days, two of them, two actually showed up. And we're like, okay, you can shower at my place till you get your, because I was like, oh my God, I can't do my readings. I'm not going to go on camera if I haven't showered for 2 days, And they were like, here, they understood how important this is for me and for you. And we're like, oh, Jen, don't ask twice. Like, just come over and shower. And then I had another friend that rushed over and was like, we're going to get these lines fixed. I'm going to do what I can to help you. And he did. But everyone else who knew of my situation didn't offer me a place to safe haven. No one asked, hey, are you okay? I heard you haven't had water. You can't flush the toilet, Jen, in 7 days. But other people did. Other people were like, here, you can go here, go to bathroom. You can shower here. You can come here. I mean, technically, I only went a little over 24 hours without being able to flush the toilet because my friend rushed in and restored water line to that one bathroom in my house. So then I had cold water and I could flush the toilet. Still couldn't shower, but again, I had another friend step up and was like, you can come here. But now I know, boy, did I learn a lesson. Boy, did I learn a lesson. Because if any of those people would have had the same issue, I would not have hesitated to say, come into my home. Let me make you a warm cup of tea. Let me fix you a hot meal. Go sit in front of the fire, warm up, take a nice bath. Here are the towels. Here's all the soaps you need. I'm a very accommodating hostess. And when people need me, I show up. Even if I don't have it, I'll find a way to get it, to give it to people. But not many people did that for me. And this was really eye-opening for me about who's really there for me and who isn't. And, if you're resonating with something along that where like you give to a particular person or maybe several people, you either have recently had this epiphany like I have, or you're about to in the next 2 weeks that, whoa, wait a minute. I don't have to disconnect from those people, but I just don't have to show up for them anymore the way I used to. I need to invest that energy of mine and the time and the love and the money that I used to give to people who clearly don't give two shits about me. I need to invest that in myself. And I kind of feel like that's the epiphany that you're having. So I don't know who that King of Pentacles is. One person, multiple people, but you're letting go of the expectation that that person is going to do for you the way you've done for them. And because you're shifting your perspective of that, I'm surprised we don't have the Hangman here. Oh, we do. Because you're changing your perspective of that, it's almost like you're able to maintain that person in your life, but not invest in them the way you used to. Nope. The offer's off the table. You didn't take the offer in time. It's off the table. Ace of Swords to the Tower moment. This is the aha epiphany moment. I'm going to get another card here on this for you, but I believe this is the epiphany moment of, oh, and maybe this reading is the epiphany moment for you. I don't know. Tell me more about this Tower. For some of you, you're going to have a Tower incident similar to like what I did, like what I had, like with those busted pipes. I wasn't expecting that. That was a Tower moment for me, which is funny because in my personal read, I kept seeing the Tower because I do a reading for myself every morning. And for like the whole week ahead of time, I was getting the Tower. But when I was doing the collective reading for all of you, I really wasn't seeing it. And I was just like, all I don't know, maybe it's a fluke, right? And then boom, I took a 2-hour nap one day and woke up and went to wash my hands and make myself a cup of coffee. And I turned on the sink and I'm like, there's no water coming. Literally in 2 hours, the lines froze in this house. It was crazy. Like it was nuts. So, but yeah, for me, that was it. So for some of you, I feel like if this hasn't happened for you yet, like for me, it has. It just happened, what was that, a week or two ago? The tower moment is going to happen in the next 2 weeks. That's going to make you say, son of a bitch, son of a bitch. I really thought that person was going to be there for me, and I can't do this anymore. Let's get a little bit more on the tower. One more shuffle. Thank you. Oh, we're at the 20-minute mark. Sorry for taking up so much of your time today. The Empress, the Knight of Cups. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, the Six of Cups. Some type of soulmate, soul bond connection. Bottom of the deck, Temperance, which is the alchemist of tarot. So some type of soulmate, soul bond connection. You're going to have some type of tower moment. Again, if you haven't had it in that last week of January, kind of like I did, then you're going to have it in the next 2 weeks. And the tower moment is going to be different for all of you. But it's going to make you realize that this person does not treat you the way you treat them. Like you invest way more in this person than they invest in you. And having this realization, unfortunately, again, for you, something's going to happen, makes you realize that. And, you know, it doesn't have to be something totally catastrophic, right? It could be, I don't know. Your car probably won't run out of gas, so I'm going to use this as an example. It could be you're driving around and you got so distracted you forgot to put gas in your car. Now you've run out of gas and you're like, crap. And I'm 20 miles away from the next gas station. I'm going to call 5 friends and see if one of them can bring me a container of gas, right? Just a couple of gallons so I could fill up. Just, you know, get me some petrol, get me some oil so I can get to the gas station and fill up. And you call 5 people and only one shows up. Boy, is that going to be an epiphany moment for you with those other 4 people, because you're like, wow, they're just sitting home doing nothing. They could easily go get me a couple of gallons of oil or petrol and bring it here to me. And they're not. They're almost like refusing to. It's this feeling of like triggering this feeling of abandonment for you. Like, wow, I would have jumped through hoops to get that person. And again, I'm not saying you're going to run out of gas, but that's, you know, a very basic example that I can give you. So whatever tower moment is happening with this person, it either has happened like it has for me, or it's about to. And that's going to really put you in your power. The Knight of Cups in this deck is very different. In the original Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck, this person's offering the Ace of Cups, which the page is doing. That's the Ace of Cups. Consequently, is also the Ace of Cups that in the Four of Cups, the person's dumping out in the After Tarot deck. So in this Knight of Cups, in the After Tarot deck, this person's now drinking the cup. That love that I was giving in all those friends that didn't show up for me in this moment of crisis, they don't get the cup of love anymore. I need to pour it into myself from now on, self-love. That doesn't mean I'm abandoning those friends, but I'm not going to run to their aid the minute they need everything or need something from me from now on. Because when I needed something, they did not show up. And they consistently didn't show up. It's not like they didn't show up one time and they have a valid reason. It made me realize this, again, and I'm sorry for sharing my experiences, but I just want you to know you're not alone with whatever this is, because that was a real eye-opener for me going through the pipe thing. So unfortunately, something has to happen to trigger for you. I can't do this anymore. Again, I don't have to abandon the connection, and I don't see you doing that. Strength to the World card. This is you saying, I've learned the lesson. It's made me stronger, but I'm going to resist, because strength is also resisting, right? Having the strength to hold back. But I'm going to hold back from totally excommunicating this person out of my life. And I think that's another lesson there for you, actually, because maybe in the past, you were a little like me, and you'd be quick to be like, F you, you're out of my life. No. The lesson here is, okay, I'm just going to have to show up differently in connections. I don't necessarily have to get rid of everyone in my life. Maybe people just give to the extent that they can give, or to the extent that they know. So again, I think this unfortunately was a hard lesson for you to learn. I think you will be, if you are not already, you will be a lot stronger of an individual moving forward. And you're also going to hold back. There's like 3 lessons here. You're going to be a lot stronger because of this tower moment. So don't fear this tower, because whatever it is It's your breakthrough moment of clarity, and you need this. This is going to be divine intervention, like those pipes were for me, because I was over giving to connections that at the end of the day really didn't give a shit about me. They really didn't. Again, if you haven't experienced it very recently, last week or so, you're about to have the tower moment, and that's going to be your realization. So that's lesson number one. Lesson number two, you're going to hold back your pentacle energy. And instead of investing it in people who don't invest it back into you, you're just going to invest it in yourself. Bravo to you. Great lesson. Your third lesson is you're going to hold back from just excommunicating people out of your life, like maybe in the past you would have done. You're dead to me. I'm not talking to you anymore. Like, no, I'm going to accept that this is the best you can show up in this connection. It doesn't mean I have to hang around and wait for you to become a better human, but I can still keep you in my life. I'm just going to learn how to keep you in my life at a distance that is safe for me, at a distance that doesn't drain my pentacle energy. Queen of Swords to Six of Swords, seeing things very clearly now. For some of you, this thing that you're like walking away from is actually a pattern within yourself. Again, I don't think you're abandoning all your friends, family members, and lover or lovers that are crappy to you. I don't think that's what you're learning here. I think what you're learning here is to let go of the several mindsets that you may have had up until this point. If I just continue to give and overgive, they'll eventually appreciate me. They'll eventually show up for me. They'll eventually love me. That's the mindset you're walking away from. And also walking away from the mindset of mother effing everyone who doesn't show up, because I get the anger that comes with that. I do. But this is you seeing things very clearly with that Six of Swords to the Queen of Swords. Seeing things very clearly. The Queen of Swords in this deck is looking up. She has been enlightened. I say she, there's a woman on the card, but it could very well be a masculine. But she has been enlightened. I can keep people in my life, but just better balance the energy I pour into them. And I'm not waiting for anyone anymore to accept me. The Emperor to the Ace of Pentacles. Again, taking control of your life, but mainly taking control of the connections in your life, and only like deciding to only invest in them, Pentacle energy, the ones that invest in you the same way. This is moving forward. You're going to be way more tempered, more balanced, more reciprocal in your energy. You're basically going to stop being an overgiver. Instead of waiting for your counterpart to show up the way you are, you're basically going to show up the way they are. The Hangman to the Two of Cups. Seeing connections from an entirely new way. And I'm going to tell you something, because this is kind of like what you don't see, what you don't see coming. By changing your mindset here, two things are going to happen. Your current connections that are actually meant to be in your life are going to strengthen. Because in the After Tarot deck, the Hangman now has an individual bringing a cup to them. Bringing a cup of water to them. Where in the past, you were waiting for this person or these people to accept your cup. By withdrawing your energy, and you're not doing this in a sneaky, calculated way. Oh, if I stop talking to them, they'll come to me. That's not what this is. This is redirecting my energy into other things that do make me feel good. Kind of Four of Wands energy. And if it doesn't make me feel good, I'm not investing my energy. And that's really simple. And I think you will be surprised that a person or people in your life now come to your aid. They're now going to show up for you. It's almost like they're going to miss your energy. Now they come correct. Maybe that was their lesson. You had a lesson to learn out of this connection. They had a lesson to learn out of this connection. And their lesson was, if I don't show up, I'm going to lose Scorpio. So it's reviewing, number one, reviewing your soulmate soul bond connections here and withdrawing from the wands. Again, not excommunicating, but withdrawing some pentacle energy from them and meeting them where they're at instead of waiting for them to meet you where you're at. And they do. You have at least one person here that shows up the way you've always wanted them to. Four of Wands to the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands in this deck is so different. In the original Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck, the Seven of Wands is an individual. They're like kind of up on a hill. right? They're holding the Ace of Wands. There's 6 wands below them poking up at them. And it's like, I'm drawing a line in the sand and I'm defending myself, and this is my boundary. In the 7 of Wands, this person's actually fighting people off. I mean, it's not the threat of defending my boundary. It's, I will now fight to defend my boundary. And I feel like this is internal to you. I'm again, 4 of Wands. I'm only going to invest pentacle energy, even if I have to resist and fight myself. You're fighting for your peace. You're securing your peace, and you're willing to fight for your peace, even if that means arguing with yourself sometimes. Because for some of you, it might be a little. This might be a different way for you to show up in connections. You're like, you might, one of you out there watching could be, looking at me in this video going, Jen, what are you talking about? How do I just stop? Example, he's the love of my life. How do I just stop giving to him? I'm not telling you to stop giving to him. I'm telling you to start giving to yourself. And actually, I'm not telling you anything. There's a tower moment coming in to teach you that. That tower moment is divine intervention. It's not Jen intervention. I'm not creating this scenario for you. This is a divine intervention saying Scorpio has not learned a lesson. They continue to give to someone or something that is not reciprocating back to them. So if I got to freeze a few water lines to get them to open their eyes, that's what I'm going to do. That's basically what's happening here. And yeah, I think you invest differently in connections. I think you're going to feel more balanced. It will enable you to heal. You'll be viewing your connections differently, showing up the way people show up, and protecting your peace, your 4 of Wands, your sanctuary, your space, your happiness, defending it. I don't see you falling back to being some tchotchke on a shelf waiting for someone to come and dust you off and make you theirs. So yeah, that tower moment's going to be different for all of you. But boys, they're going to teach you to love yourself. Let's get you some oracle cards now, and then we'll get into the kippers. Sorry, we're at the 34-minute mark. I was really hoping to make these videos like 20 minutes long, but some of these messages come through and they're so powerful that it's like I can't. I keep being told to clarify that 2 of Cups. All right. Hangman to the 2 of Cups. This would be the person or the people that actually now show up to you because you kind of pulled your cup away. Now this person or these people come to you with the cup. Who is this individual or these people? Oh, wow. I just saw the 8 of Swords, which is very different in this deck. It's it doesn't have to be masculine, but it's a person coming and cutting away the worry from the person who's usually all bound up, and I call it toilet paper in the 8 of Swords. So who's this person or these people that show up? You withdrawing your energy is what will change this connection. Absolutely. One more shuffle. Yeah. One more shuffle, please, and thank you. The 2 of Cups is being clarified by the Hermit. The 5 of Wands, look at that. And the Knight of Wands. Boy, do they come rushing in because of regret and remorse. Now, this is super interesting. I'm so glad I was told to clarify that. The Hermit. I'm clarifying the person. You withdrawing, again, this isn't a game you're playing. This isn't you trying to be strategic and deceivious and get this person to show up the way they should have. No, this was a lesson you had to learn. It was also a lesson they had to learn. By you learning this lesson and now showing up in this connection differently, they now have learned a lesson. Wow, I really miss Scorpio's energy. I used to be able to text Scorpio and they would come back with a kind word a second later. Now I'm waiting 3 hours. Yeah, because Scorpio is now investing their energy in other things. How to make money, their business, learning a skill, their own happiness. Scorpio is now pouring into themselves. If you have to wait a little bit for me to get to your cup now, oh well. Again, you're not doing it in like some mischievous, deceivious way. It's the lesson for you was to learn that. This person's lesson was, wow, I really didn't value Scorpio's cup. Boy, this could really be a missed opportunity for me. It's time for me to show up. And that's the lesson here. It's time now for me to show up the way Scorpio used to show up for me. So you shifting this, the way you show up in this connection, boy, does it launch this person into doing a good amount of soul searching. And because of that, 5 of Wands, They're not going to fight with you about this, because the Five of Wands in the After Tarot deck, no one is fighting. A compromise has been made. There's been an epiphany moment. This person now realizes they were doing it wrong. And boy, did they rush in. Knight of Wands. They rush in to try to fix this situation. Because in the After Tarot deck, you know, in the original Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck, the 3 cups are spilled and the person's focused on the 3 cups and they're crying, right? There's a lot of remorse and regret. Oh my God, what have I done? This would be like the person like, oh my God, what have I done? I either have lost Scorpio or I'm about to lose Scorpio. And you typically hear tarot readers say, well, if the person would just turn around, they would realize there were 2 cups of love behind them. That's exactly what this person is doing. Because in the After Tarot deck, this person, their eyes, they're no longer focusing on the 3 cups that spilled. They're looking right at the 2 cups, which happens to be the 2 of cups here. So by you doing this, again, not in a mischievous way, you're not being mischievous here. This is a lesson you had to learn, but boy, was this a lesson this person had to learn also. That if I don't show up correctly, I'm going to lose Scorpio. For some of you, they've lost you already. And this whole period of time of separation between the 2 of you will become this person's aha moment in the next 2 weeks. They realize the 2 of Cups that they lost. Yep, Lover's card is the ultimate choice card. And in this deck, it's a little bit different. The Lover's card here, this is the person making the choice now to actually come towards the individual. Here, I'll show you here. In the original Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck, the Lover's card here, this person's waiting. They both kind of have their hands out, but there's a big space between them. So if you want to apply this to this reading, this would be, let's say, you holding out your hand, holding out your cup of love. And how long are you supposed to like leave your hand out like this for, right? Waiting, 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 waiting. In the After Tarot deck, this person's like, here's an apple. Like they now show up, and they show up with substance, right? An apple is substance. Now they show up with the substance. Here you go. So again, that apple could signify the cup, them coming in with the cup. Because you withdrew your cup, and boy, are they missing seeing that cup on the shelf. Because that cup on the shelf for them was, I don't want to call it a backup plan, but it was almost like, well, if my whole world falls apart, I'll always have Scorpio. They're just sitting up there on the shelf. I can just go and grab that cup of love anytime. I can draw from that cup of love anytime. The moment they have something happen in their life, which they're about to have as well, they're going to have a tower moment also in the next 2 weeks. They're going to look at that shelf and, holy shit, the Scorpio's not there. Scorpio's cup isn't there. Boy, is that a lesson for them. And now not only do they come to you, but now they come to you with a solid, substantial offer. For some of you, that could be higher level of commitment. For others of you, it will be love or a combination of the two. But this person is going to fight their way to you. Knight of Swords. In the original Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck, the Knight of Swords is getting ready for battle. In the After Tarot deck, this person is in the midst of battle, fighting their way to victory. Your Knight of Wands here becomes a King of Wands. And that was their lesson. You had your lesson. I told you that. My cards don't lie. That was your lesson. And this was their lesson. They had to show up like a king or a queen. They've learned their lesson. And now the 2 of Cups is on their side as well. 2 of Cups to the 2 of Cups. Judgment call. Someone's finally doing the right thing. And in the After Tarot deck, the 6 of Wands is 2 people. Where in the original Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, just one person writing in and people are surrounding them. No, this is now 2 people. In the original Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck, you have the person on the horse, and then you have a wreath, right? I like showing the difference between the cards so then the querent you understands why I'm having this message. So, victory here. This is kind of what you wanted, right? Was victory in this connection. So you have this wreath up here, okay? In the After Tarot deck, the wreath, the victory wreath, is now being given to someone. This is two people now coming together in victory. You're not waiting for the victory anymore. This person is coming to you and now bringing you the victory. Now there's healing with the Star card. Now we can build something for the future. 3 of Pentacles, 10 of burdens. I call it 10 of wands. In the After Tarot deck, all the wands are on the ground. It's over. I'm not telling you from here on out the relationship is going to be magnificent. But boy, if you can do this, and unfortunately it's going to require the Tower to push you to do this, boy, is this connection even stronger afterwards. The burdens are dropped, and now we have a Queen of Wands. Queen to the King. With a whole new solid beginning. I shit you not, you can't make it up. That thing you've been waiting for, that person you've been waiting for, shows up solid and balanced. All right, let's get into some oracle decks. I'm glad that I clarified that for you. So again, I don't know who that 2 of Cups is for you. I just know by you having this Tower moment, which is going to force you, if it hasn't already, to withdraw your energy, is going to be this person's lesson as well. And they do end up showing up the right way. Now, are they going to show up the right way in the next 2 weeks? Let me get timing for you on this. Because everyone, we're all on our own timing. This happens in the next 2 weeks. The Tower moment, the withdrawal of the cup, the learning the lesson for you, the moving forward and giving to this person or these people in a different way is your lesson. That's what you're accomplishing. This person, let's see what their lesson is. For this counterpart, for Scorpio's counterpart, when are they learning this lesson? When are they learning this lesson? You are not meant to know. Cute. Cute. Within the next 6 months. Anything more on that? Within the next 3 months. So within the next 3 to 6 months is when this person learns the lesson. Bottom of the deck, we have in the coming weeks. So again, 6 months doesn't mean you have to wait until, July. Although I do think, we get into July, August. I do think Lionsgate is going to be massive this year for most of us, especially if this is a love connection. But I'll get into that as we get a little bit closer to it. But yeah, between now, like literally starting today and July, this person learns the lesson and they show up correct. But you can't wait for them. You can't wait for this to play out this way. That's not the intended purpose for you to do this. The intended purpose for this lesson was for you to focus your pentacle energy on yourself, not on this person. Don't sit idly by at the window because then the lesson isn't learned. It's the lesson here is you need to invest this pentacle energy into someone else. You can't be a cup on the shelf collecting dust waiting for this person. That's the lesson here. You have to move on with your life. Again, you don't have to excommunicate this person from your life. You just have to find new creative ways to invest that pentacle energy. The lesson here is you can't continue investing it in this person like you used to. So improve another aspect of your life. I'm going through something similar. I love him dearly. I'm not leaving him. It's tough and it's rough. I'm not leaving him. I'm in this for almost 5 years now. And he's a wonderful person. But our relationship has its challenges. I'm learning to withdraw my pentacle energy. I don't love him any less, and he knows that. So, if I want to apply this reading to me as a Scorpio moon, yeah, I'm going to apply my pentacle energy. I'm fixing my house up. We're a couple of weeks shy from better weather. I live in New Jersey, so we're still in winter here. I'm already buying paint. I already just bought some wallpaper. I'm going to create like this 2-3 week project for myself when I'm not doing readings to revamp my bedroom. I want to paint it. I want to spruce it up for the spring. I want to make an accent wall with this like really neat wallpaper that I got. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll still be there for him, but I'm not going to sit at the phone and wait for the text message anymore. That cup is off the shelf moving forward until he shows up the way I have. So, again, do I hope that he, shows up correct 3 months or 6 months from now? Absolutely. But I'm going to sit around and wait for it. I got a house to fix up. I have readings to do. I have me to take care of. And I think that's the lesson for a lot of you too. Let's get into 3 oracle cards now. First oracle card. Phases and cycles. Boy, was this a phase and a cycle you had to go through. There is a beginning with every ending. Told you, you don't have to cancel out the relationship. You just have to learn how to show up differently. Illusions are revealed and released. That's that tower moment. Your next oracle card, forgiveness. You are on the path of light, love, and forgiveness. Healing is possible at this time. Yes, this connection certainly can be healed, but you both have to show up differently in it. And unfortunately, you have to be the catalyst to make this happen. You showing up differently makes them learn the lesson, and then they show up differently as well. Psychic insight. Your third eye is open. Boom. See truth for what it is and follow your intuition. Absolutely, Scorpio. And you are a highly intuitive sign. Bottom of the deck, you have facing fear. Major spiritual changes are unfolding. This is your chance to soar. Yes, soar. Invest your pentacle energy in yourself. If this connection is meant to be, this person will learn the lesson and show up for you. They will. And if it's not meant to be, you'll be better off 6 months from now because you will have invested that pentacle energy into yourself. Again, doesn't mean you have to sever the connection, but this was a lesson for you to just do connections differently. Show up in relationships differently. You can't continue to be a cup on a shelf because you're afraid that this person isn't going to choose you. Because guess what? They haven't been choosing you. That's why you're a cup on the shelf. Face your fear. Again, you don't have to disconnect. You just have to disengage just a little bit. Let's get into the Kippers and close out your reading. I hope all these messages made sense to someone. And look, if you want to take this, as a job reading, yeah, this would be stop overdoing it at work. Stop putting in 60 hours a week for a company that only pays you 40. Oh, you're afraid they're going to fire you? Why don't you go out and spend your pentacle energy when you're not working, looking for another job instead of staying in a job that is mistreating you and not paying you for the time time served, for the time you're working. So, if you want to make this job related, you very well can. You could be in a really shitty job. You love the job. It's a great job. But what are you supposed to do? Continue to work 60 hours a week and only get paid for 40? See what I mean? So you can have the conversation, the aha conversation with your boss. Say, I just can't do 60 hours a week anymore, 40-hour pay. Either you start paying me or I'm going to have to find a side job to make money. Because if I'm going to work 20 extra hours a week, I need to be paid for it. And you can do it in a very calm way. It doesn't have to be a F you, I'm out of here way. And if they say, no, sorry, we just can't do that right now, or that's what you signed up for when you started here, you could be like, okay, great. And then the time you're not working, look for another job. Boom, it comes in. Within the next 3 to 6 months, you're then able to tell that job, see ya. Or maybe within the next 3 to 6 months, that job shows up the way they're supposed to because they're afraid they're going to lose you. Take it how it resonates to you. Let's get into the Kippers now for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. One more shuffle. Thank you. Coffin. Boy, are you put coffin to the 4 of Cups in this deck. I'm telling you, take the cup off the shelf. It's the best thing you can do. Mature woman. This is Empress energy. This is you being in your power. That's also card number 6. 6 is the Lover's card, which we came out twice. Changing the way you show up in the relationship. This is card number 9. I usually think of 9 of Pentacles when I see this. 9 of Pentacles is one of 2 very singular energies in the minor arcana portion of tarot. It's a person who can take care of themselves. They really don't need anyone else. Do they want someone else? Sure. But they're not hanging around waiting for anyone else. So change. Sudden wealth. Boy, does that open up opportunity for you. Spending your pentacle energy into other things will, 1, create more wealth for you. For those of you where this is a job reading, gives you the opportunity to find a job that will pay you more. And for others of you, yeah, this person shows up in a way that's like jackpot. It's like this. The connection will become richer. I don't mean that monetarily. You then have imprisonment. Yep. And distant horizons. Absolutely. Bottom of the deck, bad health. This connection or connections in your life, they're failing. They're failing. And you continuing to show up in them the way you have will not make them grow. If anything, you're trapped or you have been trapped in this. It's time for you to release yourself from this. Bad health to wealthy man. I'm telling you, turn it around. You don't have to let go of this person or even this job. You just got to show up differently. Or if it's a job, find another job. I'm telling you, you can turn it around. Judication, doing right by you. This is you creating your own karmic balance or working in concert with the divine, utilizing this divine intervention of the Tower to bring balance into your life. This person becomes concerned. Look at that. Now then they find the pathway. Then they find the pathway to you. Community card. Now they want to work with you. Yeah, because they're in despair. Absolutely. Absolutely. Again, you're not doing it to, if you're watching this video and you're like, well, I'm going to exactly what I'm going to do, and he or she's going to show up the way I want, it's not going to work for you. You literally have to learn the lesson, and this has to be applicable in all of your connections, not just this one troubled one. In all of your connections, the lesson here is to show up and not overgive, and not to waste pentacle energy on people who really don't give two F's about you, or who just don't show up the way you do. Taking care of yourself, putting your own needs first, putting an end to being a tchotchke on a shelf. I mean, I hate to keep using that phrase, but that's what changes things. Yeah, distant horizons. That's what changes us. And you know what's really interesting? I said 3 to 6 months. This is card 36. 3 to 6 months. So it sounds like it's far away. It's going to come around really quick. In the meantime, take care of you. Show up in your connections differently. And the people who are meant to be in your life will show up differently as well over the course of the next 3 to 6 months. You work on you and your lesson. Let them work on themselves and their lessons. That's what I have for you, Scorpio. Big, big changes in the way we do relationships moving forward. Bravo to us. Huge, huge lesson here completed for the Scorpio collective. If you like this message, it resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, maybe you found it to be helpful or even hopeful, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, my moon babies, stay strong through this. You've got it. Wishing you light, love, and peace.